I'm here with platinum selling R&B group SWV. Okay, ladies, for all that don't know, which I'd love to hear this story, tell us how the group came together. How did this become a group?
Lily started it.
Lily,
Basically.
Lily, what you do?
Oh my God. Well, just to kind of give you the short version, I always wanted to be in the entertainment industry. So I had this vision to start a group. I called Coco called Taj, and here we are. That's the fact. That's the quick version of it. But Coco didn't believe that I was serious about starting a girls group, and she's like, "Whatever, call me when you're serious," because I was all over the place. And then we just kind of came together after having other members involved and them not working out. Then we found that chocolate girl over there named Tamara Johnson, and we've been sisters with voices ever since.
I remember
sisters with voices in the house.
Yeah.
Hey.
And when y'all first came out, I just remember everyone just like the energy around y'all, because it was like, I won't say girl next door because y'all were flyer than that and cooler than that, but kind of, y'all had that kind of sister girl thing. Like,
we were around the way girls.
Yeah, yes. And then you got so many hits, but your remix of Here Human Nature was produced by Teddy Riley, instant classic. How did you ladies end up collaborating with Teddy?
Oh, Kenny Ortiz.
What you saying, Lee?
No, I was saying Kenny Ortiz, but go ahead, the long version.
Yeah, Kenny Ortiz, he was trying to find a version, or a hip hop version to that song. And I think he had tried a couple different producers and it didn't pan out the way he wanted. So he turned to Teddy, and Teddy knew Michael. So he kind of threw that loop in there, and it just came together. It was like, what in the world? Yeah, it hasn't been the same since. I can't even remember the original version half the time. I listened to that one so much.
How does it feel? Okay, so y'all ruled the 90s. Let's just say that. Y'all ruled the 90s.
We had a good time. We had a good time.
You had a great time. And you set a standard for girl groups, but then you eventually chose to pursue solo careers. What inspired you to do that? And was it scary to go solo or not?
Coco?
We broke up.
You're being real nice about it, but yeah.
I don't want to be messy. I don't want to be messy.
Okay, honey. We broke up, we weren't they wasn't feeling me, I wasn't feeling them. And so we went our separate ways. It could have been done a lot better, but it wasn't. So when I was offered the solo deal, I took it. And so that's how that came about. Yeah.
Was it okay? So when y'all got back together, who called who first?
It's so funny that you said that,
I was the last one to call, so I don't even know.
I think Phil called me.
It was Teddy Riley.
Phil was talking to Coco, and then I think Phil called me, and then it just kind of went like that. And then we called you, and
it was Teddy Riley.
Teddy Riley
called me.
Okay, was that okay?
Yeah. So he's the one that got y'all back together. Is it safe to say that Teddy Riley got y'all back together?
I don't want to say he got us back together, but he was trying to do something on the Tom Joyner cruise. We didn't end up doing it, but I think just from that conversation, we started, talking to each other and trying to get past some things. So
it got us talking about the music again for sure.
Yeah.
Was it a long time of not talking? Because that's awkward when you haven't talked to someone for a while.
I think it was about 8 years.
Yeah.
So was the first meeting like this?
No, it was on the phone.
We didn't have Zoom then.
Like
we were on the phone. It was a lot of yelling.
Yeah, we were crying.
About to say.
And crying and that stuff, that kind of mushy stuff. So
yeah.
I love it because it's easy to break up, but hard to get back together and to kind of overlook things. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So Lily, when you appeared on my show before, you mentioned how breakup really took an emotional toll on you. So how did this reunion help you heal from that breakup?
It's never hard to come together when you actually love the people that you work with. You know, we've been through some things, and I have sisters. So they were like my extended family. You know, my sisters at home, my biological sisters, but then my sisters at work. So it was really easy to learn to love them all over again and kind of remember how everything started. We doing this for the fans, and that's what it was all about for me. So it wasn't really hard at all. You just wanted to do things a little different and make it count, you know? So that was one of my main concerns. But when it's, you know, when people are easy to love, it's easy to move on.
Todd
Huh?
and Coco.
Yeah, I love you niggas.
What'd you say? What'd you say?
I think one of them said, "You love us?" I said, "Yeah, I love you niggas."
And I said, "I'm easy to love."
But
you, Claudia?
I just thought it was funny. You said, "I love you, niggas." Like that's something I would say to my friends. Yeah. I want to ask Taj and Coco, were y'all aware that Lily was having, you know, a real difficult time to process the breakup? Did you know how rough it got for her, or was it just like you had no idea?
Yeah, we all had rough times. We all went through some shit. I mean, it was not easy for anybody. I know it wasn't easy for me.
Yeah, I didn't know until I think afterwards exactly what she was going through. But like Todd said, we all like went through some hard times. So
yeah.
And Coco, as a solo artist, you released R&B music and succeeded in the gospel realm as well. So how was that to, you know, transition from R&B to gospel?
it wasn't easy at all. It really wasn't easy. It was the transition was really, really hard for me. And the criticism was just a lot that I couldn't deal with it.
Really?
I couldn't deal with it. And so for me, I just had to, I had to let it go. I love singing gospel music, but it was just too much.
The biggest hypocrites are Christians and gospel people.
Yeah, Claudia, what she's really trying to say is that they had a hard time accepting her because she came from the R&B space. But you know, that's what she really trying to say.
In the open and not in the closet or behind doors. Gospel and church people get on my damn nerves.
Oh, speak on it, Todd.
They get on my damn nerves. They're the first one judging you, telling you what you can't do, teaching Bible verses, but they the dirtiest ones in the background. Get out of here.
Look at Coco. Coco's like, she like,
I mean,
Coco pleaded fifth. She like, you know,
it was hard, but it was nice. My first album was Grammy nominated, but I want to work with people, appreciate what I'm doing, not just tolerating me, you know.
Right.
So
yeah.
Okay, church people that are watching, as much as the R&B world is open to people that start in the church and open them and accept them with open arms, I think when people start in R&B and go to church music, gospel music, please extend the same grace, because if not, what you're saying is bullshit.
Thank you.
It's true. Okay, switching gears. The Versus battles has been, you know, the source of entertainment for a lot of us during the COVID quarantine. What are your thoughts on the battles, and who would y'all battle? Because I'm hearing that Xscape is talking about they would battle y'all or TLC. So y'all with it or what? What's up?
I love it, but I don't think it should just be two girl groups. I think if you do just two, you're leaving out too many. That's so good. That can't really go against each other. We're all so different. I think it should be a tri-versus or a quad versus. Have all the girl groups up there doing their hits, dancing, having a good time. I bet you that one will go to 2 million.
Child, we'll be up to the next damn day.
So
I won't make it.
But
like
you know, jobs
right
now.
Speaking of the verses, Tiny and Tamika from Xscape just hit me up the other day and was like, Swiss Beats was entertaining the idea of having us do a verses. You know, I'm a vibe for SWV. I'm like, shit, whatever. You know, but I think it'll be great for the culture. And if people are not used to seeing girl groups come together, for some reason they feel like they have to choose. But we grew up in this journey together. So I think a versus will be amazing.
And especially like after Monica and Brandy did theirs, even though everyone knew the history with them, they still were able to do it and be on the same stage together, right?
Oh yeah,
I loved it.
So who
I
would y'all
love
want?
them all.
Is there a particular group that y'all would want to go up against? Coco, who you thinking?
Not interested.
How about a gospel group? Is there a gospel group y'all can call out?
She said gospel.
Are there any girl gospel groups?
No.
The Caravans.
We
That
got
was
a
a fat girl laugh right there. I was like,
we got a
I don't know.
the Clark.
Somebody
Oh, no,
said the
no.
Clark
Somebody said the
sisters.
Clark
Clark
sisters. We ain't worthy.
Okay, I was like, y'all
Let
on
me
your
tell you
own.
something.
I ain't doing
The
that.
Clark
one.
sisters. Claudia, are you familiar with the Clark sisters?
I just talked to two of them the other day for the Soul Train Awards, and
Listen,
yeah,
the
they
Clark sisters are so amazing that I would just love to just sit by them and watch them just play the piano and just be a student. Like, you know, you don't go do a verses against the Clark. No one in gospel needs
Are
to
you
compete
nuts?
with need to do a verses with the Clark sisters or R&B. They stand alone. There is no one like the Clark sisters. So, you know, I would love for us to just be a student and just sit there next to them and just learn some stuff. But we love them now. But
we have a viewer comment. DD Star 73 says, "This is my favorite group. I'm a day one. I love all the music and shows. I'm so happy to see them. They all look great." So yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, girlfriend.